The real problem here is that you can't handle anyone having a different approach than you.
Yeah, right. Okay. No, Samantha, the problem is that you don't respect boundaries, so you don't get to decide what's best for my child.
She is dealing with some major neighborhood mama drama and wants to know from you guys how to deal with it. So as you're listening, if you have any advice from her, 1-855-BERT-SHOW, 855-237-8746. But first things first, we got to get the deets. Hey, Kelly, welcome to the Bert Show.
Hi, thank you.
Hey, no, thank you for reaching out to us and wanting to come on. So go ahead and break down to everybody this mama drama that you have going on in your neighborhood. Because I know, like, your neighborhood and your home is supposed to be your safe place. So when there's drama going on and you're uneasy, it can make life unbearable.
It's true. Yeah, I live in a really tight-knit neighborhood, and everyone is really friendly. You know, we watch out for each other's kids all the time, and that is until Samantha moved in last year. And, you know, I really tried to welcome her, but she is a lot. She's one of those moms who thinks that, you know, her way is the only way, and last week she crossed the line.
And crossed the line how?
Well, this past Friday, a bunch of the kids were playing at the park, and my 10-year-old Lucas was out there too, and he is definitely, a shy kid. He kind of takes his time to warm up, but he was actually having a good time. And then all of a sudden, Samantha, without asking me, starts telling him how he should be playing. She literally took the ball that he had out of his hands and started coaching him on how to throw it. And after a while, he got overwhelmed and he walked away. And instead of backing off, she follows him.
Okay, now
starts saying things like, "Oh, come on, don't be a quitter. You'll never get better if you just walk away." I mean, who does that to someone else's kid? So
it does sound. Hold on 1 second. So we can just kind of interact with you as you're telling the story. So if you guys had a kid and they're out there and they're playing, and somebody comes in and says, "Hey, here's a proper way to throw a ball," I personally wouldn't have an issue with that. Especially if there's somebody that played softball or played baseball and you have a couple of useful tips, I'm okay with that. But it feels like at some point she crossed the line. You guys agree?
I would say that's the context. Like, that's the thing that's not being said. But if you were there in the moment, maybe it just felt off, or it felt a little bit too much like being a helicopter non-parent.
It would depend on the intent for me. It would be easier if I saw it, because if I took it as they were genuinely trying to help and just trying to give my kids some advice that they felt like they had, then I wouldn't feel away. But if it came from a place of you were trying to be condescending towards my kid, I would have an issue with it.
Yeah, calling your kid a quitter, that crosses the line, especially
sure.
at the age of 10. All right, so Kelly, so are you witnessing any of this, or is this like hearsay coming from kids or somebody else that saw it?
I mean, my son came home upset.
Gotcha. All right,
and he was saying he didn't want to play at the park anymore.
Oh. So she made him feel so uncomfortable that now the park can't even be a safe space for him because I don't want to use the word bully because it doesn't feel like it's bullying, but she definitely overstepped her boundaries.
Yeah. Okay,
so Lucas comes home and tells you this. What was your step as a mom? Because I'm sure you were infuriated that somebody, an adult especially, made your kid feel this way.
I was, and I just texted her a simple thing of, "Hey, I'd appreciate it if you just let Lucas do his own thing." And then she replied, "Well, maybe if you pushed him a little, he wouldn't be so soft."
Oh, those fighting words.
Uh-huh. And so again, remind me, Samantha moved in how long ago?
Last year.
We would have to have a serious one-on-one conversation.
Yeah.
We can't. Yeah, she's going entirely too far.
I think this is the perfect example of it's not necessarily what you say, but how you say it. And I'm getting the vibe. I'm just going to take a gander here. This woman's kind of aggressive, maybe a little rough around the edges. And kids are very sensitive. When you give them criticism, even though if you think it's constructive, they haven't built up that thick skin yet to be able to take it.
All right, so she texted you back. Maybe if you pushed him a little, he wouldn't be so soft. I'm wondering, did you respond back to her, or did you just remove yourself from the conversation?
I have not responded back yet, but that's not all she's done.
What else she do?
Well, the next morning she posts a Facebook status, like a vague book about, overprotective moms raising kids who can't handle a little constructive feedback. Like she wasn't even trying to hide it.
And it was directly, vague booking drives me crazy, but that was targeted at you and Lucas.
I mean, yeah, I think so. Why that's odd timing, I think. So I have not responded to that, but it is definitely awkward now. And I'm just, am I crazy here? Because to me, this feels like a huge boundary issue.
Okay, so Kelly, hang tight. We have Lisa on line 1, and she wants to try to give you some advice. Hey, Lisa, so you know this type of mom?
Oh, yeah, like big time, my sister.
Oh, yeah, you definitely know her then.
Close to her.
It's the whole thing of that you've got all types of moms. You've got all types of dads.
Mm-hmm.
You've got, the sweetheart moms that, have their mama's boys. You've got your strict moms. But then, of course, you've got to have your mean moms. But they're trying to be cool about it, but sometimes it comes across off not being so cool. And it's just kind of like, maybe it's just the way she is. Not that she was trying to, be specifically targeting your son. I'm sorry he feels upset. But you got to have that kind of mom out there.
Gotcha. So what you're saying, Lisa, is she shouldn't take this personal, that people just have different types of parenting, and this is her version of parenting, and hers is just different.
Yes.
But what if when it affects the child, like it's upsetting Lucas?
Well, like I've talked to my daughter whenever my sister has upset her, and I'm kind of like, well, if you think about it, so forth, they're not trying to be mean. They're just trying to show you their way.
Okay. Well, I appreciate you calling in, Lisa. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So, Kelly, when you hear that from Lisa, are you like, all right, that makes sense? Or are you like, no, this person hurt my kid's feelings and I'm still pissed?
No, when you don't, when you cross a line with a child, like you need to know the child that you're dealing with. You are the adult and they are the child. Okay, that is something that you have to always keep in consideration, that you have to understand that certain children, expect a certain way or will react a certain way to you if you are going to be aggressive toward them. Like she was aggressive. There's no need for any adult that hasn't known his whole life or anything. It's like she has her sisters, they're the aunts to her children who have been in her child's life for a long time. So maybe they can have come to understand like, oh, well, that's, that person. But, this woman is newer to our community. My son doesn't know her very well. Mm-hmm. She has no right to behave that way to my son.
Okay, so Kelly, I need you to brace yourself here. Obviously,
okay.
this is a very specific story with specific details. And I want to let you know that we have the other mom, Samantha, on the line.
Oh my God, T.
And she wants to share her side of the story, okay?
Okay.
Okay. All right. Hold on. Just you stay right there. Hey, Samantha. Welcome to the Bert Show. Hi.
Hi, this is Samantha. Hi. I just want to say that I'm actually shocked at the way Kelly is twisting this. But, okay, listen. First of all, I didn't force Lucas to do anything. He was playing. He missed a throw. I gave him some pointers, and like any adult would do, listen, I wasn't yelling. I wasn't berating him. I was just coaching him a little. Because frankly, I've seen the way she babies him, and I thought maybe he could use some encouragement.
Did you call him a quitter?
No, he's not a quitter, but he needed that extra edge. You need somebody to sort of coach him, right?
No, you didn't answer. Did you call him a quitter?
I didn't call him a quitter. I didn't say that.
Okay.
I just said that he needs to do this. So, and instead of just talking to me like an adult, Kelly decides to text me like I committed some horrible crime. And the Facebook thing, yeah, that wasn't even about her. It was a general observation about how kids today don't handle adversity well.
Please. You practically tagged me in that Facebook. You probably tagged me in that Facebook post.
I did not. And frankly, I think you're overreacting. maybe if you didn't actually let Lucas experience a little, like if he had a little discomfort in his life, instead of shielding him from everything, he would be more resilient. He would be like a stronger kid.
Okay, this is what I mean. You have no idea how to respect other people's parenting. And you don't get to decide how I raise my kid.
And you don't get to decide how everyone else reacts with the world just because you're overly sensitive. Look, Kelly, I am sorry if your son was upset, but I was just being a responsible adult. The real problem here is that you can't handle anyone having a different approach than you.
Yeah, right. Okay. No, Samantha, the problem is that you don't respect boundaries, so you don't get to decide what's best for my child.
Okay. All right. Okay. I think
points were made.
Yes.
Hey, words were said, right?
Absolutely.
I think so what I'm hearing as a fellow mom, you guys just have two completely different ways of parenting. And bottom line, that is okay. I think attacking each other isn't going to accomplish anything. And I think, Samantha, what I'm hoping you're hearing is that Kelly has a way of parenting and she would appreciate if you would respect that. And that's going to have to change your interaction with Lucas. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
At the end of the day, it is Kelly's child.
Is there even going to be any more interaction between the two of you guys in the neighborhood?
I mean, I don't know. I just don't know because I don't trust her and my kid anymore.
Well, that's rich. I'm the bad guy for trying to be helpful. Unreal. Oh my God.
All right. So I don't know. I just feel like we're just going to have to agree to disagree, and that this is a lesson learned in different styles of parenting. And you guys should never see each other again.
I got some
need to be
popcorn.
separated.
I got some popcorn left if y'all want some.
I do ultimately believe that it's okay with them having two different parenting techniques, but at the end of the day, if Kelly doesn't want someone around their child, then she should have the right to not want someone around their child.
Yeah, I don't know much about parenting, but I do think the parent of the child does get the final say.
That's how
I'm going to go out on a limb and
works.
say that, yeah.
The Bert Show.